There's a question which says, are leaders born or are they made? Now, as a school, we have a tremendous belief in growth mindset. We believe in the potential of every single human being. So we believe that leaders can be created. What we've been working on here is creating a team of people that can build Inventure to scale, to excel, and to sustain.
What is interesting here is, as a team, we quickly jump into solutions. Here, we have taken a step back, actually many steps back, and we have dealt with the problem for quite some time, understood it really deeply. We have looked at both data as well as intuition to come up with solutions. So at this point of time, the team inside the conference hall is working on solutions, and they're going to share the solutions, and then they're going to be coached by a team of really experienced leadership coaches who are going to coach them to work on the project management skills as well as the leadership skills.
There's a concept called the whole on. The whole on is a concept is that one piece is by itself a whole, right? And actually it is also a part of a larger piece. So it's a whole by itself and it's also part of the larger piece. So I think collaboration is best done when people realize that both are possible and they don't see themselves excessively as only either a part or excessively as a whole.
It's how you interact, it's how you work with the team, it's how you listen, it's how you empathize, it's how you do not put your solutions onto everything, and you allow conversations to happen without bias, without judgment. And I think that's the tool that makes a team tick, and that's a sure success for collaboration.
So in my experience, honest conversations can only happen when there's trust. And how do you build trust, right? The key starting point of building trust is actually connect. So you have to connect to people as human beings first.
A good leader would be someone who listens, who is empathetic, but has the ability to respond to the situation. The response may not necessarily be what you want, but it is a response and not a reaction.
I think honesty, and I think, like I keep saying, above all else, to thine own self be true. I think great leaders are, true to themselves. They know when they are also, part of the problem, or rather generators of problem, versus always trying to say, they're problem solvers. So I think, being able to look within and also identify that often it's you that's the problem. I think that's big.
It takes a lot of courage. It takes a lot of belief in the system. It takes a lot of belief for us in a team. One of the most interesting conversations we had this morning was one of my team members was saying that from starting to say that this is a problem somebody has to sort, we've come to this space where we said this is our problem, we will sort it together. So that moment was really an aha moment for me, where people have moved from me to we.
So leaders have to be in some sense self-generated. So you have to, the transformation of a leader or a teacher into a leader, transformation of a teacher herself depends on bringing about a transformation inside. So if you change your worldview, if you change the way you approach things, that's when you can change others. That's kind of the cardinal principle of change. You change yourself, you change others. And so then the question then boils down to how you help somebody change themselves. It boils down to the fact that experiences when you are thrown into experiences and then you reflect on them, you struggle with them, you reflect on them, you change. So that has been our methodology for this workshop.
And I think it's very important for every organization to actually have constructive conflict. But you can't do that in the absence of trust. So what's wonderful about a retreat like this is you have people coming together and really getting to know each other personally, away from the pressures of being on campus, of timetables and children's well-being and portion completion and, ensuring results and achievement across the board.
I think the energy here is what is the magic ingredient, right? That's magic. And that energy comes from a space of wanting to do good. This is a bunch of people that have come together because they want to make a difference. Make a difference in the child's life, make a difference in education in India, maybe education in the world, right? And that brings a certain sense of energy and purpose. What has also brought energy this time is really, and has created the magic, is how do we democratize leadership thinking, right? You have this concept of, strategy happens at the top and everybody else executes. And that's not sustainable. It's too much pressure on the leaders and too little involvement and utilization of the brain power of the rest of the team. So how do I get people across the board becoming strategic?
Inventure leaders, the most important quality is to be reflective, being self-aware where we are. These open conversations also give people the whole idea of how we can go and seek feedback. How do we get feedback and how do we work on feedback? And there's a lot of collaborative work which goes on. So people feel free to have these honest conversations, give that feedback and take feedback. That makes us a learner. So even small things like how your body language is, right? And in action, you may not even think about it. But when somebody reminds you of that during a session or during a conversation, the learning need not happen only during a session, can happen during a conversation. Learning is everywhere. And for you to be conscious about your body language and then take that step forward is learning. It need not be a diploma or a degree or a course to be done.
What have I learned over the last 3 days? That as well-intentioned as we are, we come with our own biases. We're driven to action. We want to solve things, and that's I think a very prominent aspect of being a teacher or working in a school or working in education. So putting that aside and really looking at what is the problem that we're trying to solve.
Oh, so many wonderful takeaways. And I've been telling this to myself that one of the biggest turning point is when we have a problem in front of us. And at the moment, we are looking at a couple of problems that we want to solve as an institution. And I think it's a life skill as well, that we have a problem. And I know there's a very popular quote by Einstein that says, spend more time on the problem and less on solution. I'm learning it and I'm living it.
It's been a journey of discovery in these 2-3 days, and each time it happens. So it's gone off really well. And what you realize is all of us are the same. We are a team. But my apprehension really is that once we go back to that same work environment, it's a beautiful environment, no doubt, but we have to retain what we've picked up here. We don't have to drop the threads, and I see a lot of hope.
I think often in this desire to change and make dramatic shifts, we sometimes underestimate stuff that we're doing well. And what that tends to do is, one, it tends to embolden you, it tends to empower you. And also, the joy that you get from appreciating your own success is often a catapult to saying, that problem can't be that insurmountable. And then you're much more open to looking at ideas, innovation to tackle that problem more efficiently.
there is no other way of doing it. You just have to go and ask for ideas, ask for suggestions, take feedback. I think that feedback process is so enriching. That you seek feedback, you provide feedback, and you constructively. It's not a competition anymore, because we're all working towards a unified goal. I think that realization has kicked in, that this is important for Inventure, this is important for us as a community, and we got to do it. There is no other way to do it. So I think that is what has changed.
And really, at the end of the day, it's about pursuit in that purpose that we all believe in. So it actually makes my role as a leader very easy, or should I say relatively easy, because our purpose is something that everybody wants. Whether you're a student, parent, member of the government, media, industry, you can't say that you don't want to bring out the best in every human being. And everybody wants to ignite positive change and create a positive impact.
So I think the idea of creating, how do I support that process? Whether it's in the way I run my lesson plans or motivate my teachers, or even work with generational shifts, changing expectations from parents. So being creative, I would say, would be the big nudge that I would always, look forward to embedding in my sessions.
We need resilience. We need innovation. So the list is long. We really need superheroes. And what we're doing here is to build the competencies in people to grow themselves, to have a positive impact on the community of teachers, students, and parents, and to truly build Inventure to last, to scale, to excel, way beyond the founding team, way beyond any one of us here.
Keep doing all the fantastic stuff they are doing. Let us all join together and make the Inventure dream a reality of creating 100,000 change makers. And let's ignite change, a positive impact around the world. Carpe diem.